Oh, so yeah. Welcome to the show. And what is your name?
My name is Nigel Habib.
Nigel Habib. Oh, welcome back, Nigel Habib. And what about this unusual hobby you've got for us?
I've become addicted to the boredom and quitting cycle, and I enjoy quitting any relevant project in the persona of Neil Kinnock.
In the persona of Neil Kinnock?
Yes, Neil Kinnock, the esteemed leader of the Socialist Labour Party of Great Britain.
So, what made you choose him?
I think it was an ancestral thing. I think that I was playing once in the garden, and I was just building a sandcastle. And all of a sudden, I just went, I'm not doing this anymore, isn't it? I kicked it over.
Wow, that was radical for the time. Were you inspired by Neil Kinnock falling over on the beach?
It was the single most important event in my youth. When I saw that, I realized what I wanted to do with my life. I saw the way he was being led by his wife away from the tide, how he lost his footing, and how he fell on that beach and got up and punched the air, and I thought, that's a man going places, down to the ground and up again.
Wow. So, how has this developed for you over the years?
It's infected everything. Relationship, work, and hobbies. For instance, I was engaged to a very pretty young lady. She had her whole life in front of her. And I took her out for a meal. As I said, we were already engaged. And I says, I would like to hold your hand, my love. And she gave me her hand, and I pulled the ring off, and I said, "It's over, isn't it?"
Oh, well. So, yeah. Do you think you'll get famous of this?
Oh, yes. I'm already relatively locally famous in my area. For instance, I often just throw myself out of buses. I've told you I've become addicted to the boredom and quitting cycle. So I'll get out of the bus, everything's honky-dory. I have my earbuds in. I've done a search on Google. I'm listening to a podcast. And then all of a sudden I feel Neil rising in my chest. And I just throw myself out the window and go, I'm out of here, isn't it?
Do you get on with the Welsh?
No, interestingly not, no. For some reason, they take exception to the fact that I take on important projects and quit in the manner of a very beloved Welsh leader. For some reason, it really gets under their skin, under their Welsh skin.
So is the point at which you quit the real buzz you get out of it?
It's an erotic thrill. For instance, I was filling out an application for universal credit. And as we all know, universal credit goes all the way around the world, Afghanistan, Somalia, Pakistan, the whole lot. Everyone's entitled to your tax money. And I was filling out an application. And just as I was about to push the button, confirm, I went, I've had enough of that, isn't it? I threw the computer out the window.
Wow. So, is this going to make you rich, you think?
I believe it is. I started a taco business. I'm very much into tacos. I believe that they enrich our country. I bought the wheat. I mastered the recipe. I rented out an office. And then I got to the front door and I went, we're all right! We're all right! And I ran up the street and I was never seen again.
Has Neil ever inspired you to enter into politics?
Yes, he has. He's inspired me in all things. I mean, for instance, I'm very interested in the issue of illegal immigration and the small boats. So I thought I'd make a protest. I got a dinghy and I started paddling my way to France. I thought, well, let's see if they like it. I got halfway there and I'm not having any more of this, isn't it? And I swam back.
So, what was your greatest? What was your finest hour? Do you think?
I think that's when I ran for the local council in Erdington. I was very much a hot favourite. I was being shaped up to be the Robert Jenrick of Erdington, and it looked all good. And then just before polling day, I took my I basically, I went to the swimming pool. I recreated the falling over the beach trick with the lifeguard, and got up and says, "Well, all right, vote for me in Erdington." And then I ran out. It was all the papers under the title, "People are waking up."
Do you see any parallels between the Sheffield Rally and your life?
The Sheffield Rally is my life. I live it over and over again. Sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night, I need to go to the toilet like many of us do. Many of us men do, with our prostate issues. And I go to the toilet, and as I'm coming out, I'm possessed by the song, "Things can only get better, can only get better." And then I realised that was Tony Blair.
Have you ever considered branching off into goon caving?
Well, I live in a goon cave. I live in a goon cave within a goon cave. I have to enter 3 levels of goon cave security. But one thing about gooning, which is very compatible with this, is the boredom and quitting cycle. Because when one goons at an Olympic level with more than 5 screens, utilizing various stimulating content, one can edge for days.
Oh, right. Is there anything else you want to tell us before we finish?
Yes, there's a few things I'd like to tell you. One is that I got into the motivational speaking industry. I was talking to a group of people who were recovering from AIDS, and they were all emaciated. They looked down on their luck. Frankly, they looked at their wits' end. And I just got up and I started saying, you have to believe in yourself. You have to think that things can only get better. And I started going, we're all right! We're all right!
Do you have any dedication for the late Roy Hattersley?
Roy Hattersley, if there was anyone who could possibly knock Neil off the perch in my heart, it's Roy Hattersley. Oftentimes, if I meet a stranger and I'm introduced, I pretend to be Roy Hattersley and start swinging, spitting at them like this, absolutely covering them in phlegm. And they're showered by my spit. And then I start going, we're all right! We're all right! And I go, I'm quitting, isn't it? And then I just go.
Okay. Do you like Margaret Beckett?
I'm more of a David Blunkett man myself. David Blunkett was... I was so impressed by him because not only was he as blind as a bat and had that dog, he still managed to have an affair with his secretary. I mean, what a player. What an absolute player. If it wasn't for David Blunkett, I think Stuart Lubbock would be the only person I really looked up to.